Craig on WXVT.
Good morning. It's Thursday, March 24th, 2016. Welcome to Delta Daybreak. We have the latest details on the Brussels attack. First, let's talk about the weather with meteorologist Riley Hale. He is in the Weather Center.
We are still tracking that cold front passing through the area right now. Let's take a look at our radar. This is pushing through Ashley and now Chico County. Northern parts of Chico County starting to get hit by this little squall line. There is that one little thunderstorm right there. About 16 strikes of lightning last 15 minutes. This is going to continue pushing towards the east. So Greenville looks like y'all will be hit next 30, 45 minutes with this system heading y'all's way. So this will be a quick moving front for us. Going to be just bringing us maybe a quarter to a half an inch. So a little bit of rain, but hopefully this will get out of here and we should clear out for the afternoon. More on your weather coming up shortly.
Thanks, Ronnie. So a massive manhunt is underway in Europe for a third suspect in the deadly Brussels terror attacks. Authorities say in Belgium that there is a link between Tuesday's assault and the Paris attacks last year. Well, Kenneth Craig has the details from Brussels.
As the hunt for the mystery man in the white jacket continues, Belgian prosecutors are learning more about the suspected ISIS terrorists connected to Tuesday's terror attacks in Brussels. Authorities believe the terror cell's bomb maker Najim Lashrawi, pictured here on the left, and Ibrahim El-Bakrawi in the middle, both blew themselves up at the airport, while Ibrahim's younger brother Khalid detonated his explosives on the subway train. Officials say they also found DNA belonging to at least one of the suspects in Belgium on a suicide vest used in the Paris attacks last November.
Tuesday's attack here in Brussels and the events in Paris are renewing concerns about fighting ISIS in Europe.
It's much easier to get into Europe than to get into the United States, for example, because of geography. Most European Muslims are not radicalized. The vast majority are not, but they do have a higher radicalization rate.
Speaking from Argentina, President Obama once again urged the international community to come together in the terror fight.
We can and we will defeat those who threaten the safety and security not only of our own people, but of people all around the world.
According to the Associated Press, ISIS has trained at least 400 fighters to carry out waves of attacks in Europe designed to inflict maximum carnage. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, Brussels.
Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant wants to prevent terrorism in the state. Well, Tuesday marked the final day for the Mississippi legislature to act on general bills. Now, House Bill 578, also known as the Mississippi See Something, Say Something Act of 2016, is still alive. Well, the bill would allow people to report suspicious activity without the fear of retribution. The bill is on its way to the Senate. And another bill to tell you about this morning, well, the Judiciary Committee passed House Bill 1523, and that's also known as the Religious Liberties Accommodations Act. Now, under the controversial bill, state officials and private business owners who provide services to the public could not be punished for acting on religious beliefs that marriage should only be between a man and a woman. Well, Rob Hill is the state director of Human Rights Campaign Mississippi.
Teacher, what are the greatest commandments? And Jesus says, love the Lord your God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. You know, that's what's most important. Even though we disagree about certain political issues, maybe we disagree even about acceptance of LGBT people. What we do know is Jesus' call to love one another.
The name of the bill has been changed to the Protecting Freedom of Conscience from Government Discrimination Act. News in Clarksdale, a 17-year-old is waking up behind bars after surrendering to the police. Well, Cartavis Wright is facing an aggravated assault charge, and police say he's allegedly connected to a shooting that left one person dead and 2 others hurt. Well, it all happened Friday in the 600 block of Garfield Street. Now, police say 22-year-old Stephen Harris died after getting shot. More arrests may follow as the investigation continues. A suspect connected to a burglary is in the Sunflower County Jail, where police arrested Clyde Stevenson Tuesday for allegedly breaking into a business in Indianola. Well, the incident happened back in December. Police say Stevenson is no stranger to the law. Well, he was apparently arrested before he was apparently arrested before for aggravated assault and burglary. He's now waiting for his day in court. And Grenada police need your help in finding a missing teen. Well, 15-year-old Manifa Moore has been missing since March 12th. She was last seen at her house located on Mountain Lane in Grenada. A preliminary investigation shows that the teen could be in the Water Valley, Mississippi area or in Memphis, Tennessee. If you have any information, call the Grenada Police Department or Crime Stoppers. And keeping our eye on the flood waters, Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant is asking President Barack Obama to declare a disaster after severe flooding hit the state. Well, Greg Flynn is the Mississippi Emergency Management Agency spokesman. He says the request seeks assistance to individuals in Bolivar, Coahoma, and Washington counties. Now, more counties could be added later. Individuals would be eligible for grants up to $33,000 and low-interest loans. More than 2,000 homes and businesses were left damaged. And flood victims are invited to a resource fair. The City of Clarksdale Relief Initiative would kick off Friday from 10 to 1. The event will be held outside the Coahoma County Expo building. There will be free food, clothes, personal items, and cleaning supplies. Now, donations are being accepted and volunteers are drastically needed. To make a donation or simply volunteer, just go ahead and call that information right there on your screen. News in Marks, Mississippi. Well, students at Quitman County Middle School are celebrating the power of connected learning, where nearly 400 students received free internet access from AT&T as part of the White House Connected Initiative. And it basically encourages schools to have the broadband they need to help teach using today's technology. Now, Dr. Nanette Reed is the principal. In a phone interview with WXVT, she says the students and teachers are now able to access the internet to explore and research in new ways.
They can communicate through the iPads. Students now can display their work from their iPads to all the students in the classroom. So it gives the teacher true one-on-one access with the students through technology.
Reed says the school is thankful for the free internet. And Delta State University is offering a mentoring program and mobile music lab. Well, as Denise Turner reports, the goal of the program is to teach students about the music industry.
I didn't know they had a mobile bus where they carried all of that. And so for someone who is passionate about music, I know that is awakening.
I have a deep passion for music, so I want to learn more about it.
And students get a chance to sit at different stations like this one and learn different beats. Jessica Dennis and Michael Johnson say they didn't realize how much effort it takes to produce music in the music industry.
He showed us a small portion of what a young lady made, and it wasn't even probably an entire 3 minutes, but he said it took an entire hour for her to make.
Dennis and Johnson were exposed to the mobile lab through the partnering of the Delta Music Institute and the I Challenge You mentoring program.
It's important in the Mississippi Delta because of the dynamics of the Delta. The Delta is an area of systemic poverty, and kids who come from areas such as that are starting out behind the 8 ball.
Pretty much the creative process, songwriting and music production, we teach that on a middle school and high school level.
So whether these young minds travel the path of accounting or music, this new experience has enriched their lives.
You have to actually learn and see what goes where and how to do it, and you know, basically have fun when you do it.
Let's go ahead and take a look now at your morning Delta Chat question. So, do you feel safe in America after the Belgium terror attacks? Why or why not? Riley, do we have any new comments on our Facebook page?
We do. The latest comment is from Chris McKnight. I actually got a chance to meet Chris the other day.
Oh, very nice.
Good to meet you, Chris. Thank you for watching. Yes, I do feel safe simply because of God's grace and mercy. Have a great day, WXVT. Have a great day too, Chris. Thank you. And then DC says, I haven't felt safe since Trayvon got killed in cold blood in every instance after him. But those type are a whole other type of terror attacks.
Definitely interesting comments there. We always appreciate your opinions and everything that you have to say. Riley, what's your take on everything?
We have a lot of people in a position to keep us safe. And I think if you're going to be in a country that's the safest, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else but here.
In America.
So I don't know. I feel safe, but a lot of people don't. So it's just personal opinion. What about you?
I definitely feel safe now than I did back then, especially when the 9/11 attacks happened. I was definitely on edge with that because I actually have family in the D.C. area, so I was extremely concerned for their safety. That happened when I was back in Los Angeles when I was much younger. But like I said, as of right now, I do feel safe. I mean, especially with right here with the Greenville Police Department, law enforcement wanting to protect us. So I think that's always good. That's just my opinion.
Right. And all the men in blue and the men in camouflage as well. So
yeah,
all the
exactly.
people that fight for our freedom.
Right. All right, let's go ahead and get the update now when it comes to the weather.
We are tracking that cold front pushing through the area this morning. See if there we go. Radar is pulled up. So this is looking at about a 3-hour loop of that radar. Yep, 3-hour loop. Everyone should see the rain with this system. It's going to be a fairly quick moving front, so that'll be good news for us. Should be out of here by midday for everybody. And temperatures are staying warm this morning. We're actually around 65 degrees across most of the area, so this is up ahead of that cold front, getting that warm air. But by the time this front pushes through, our highs should actually stay not too far from where they are right now. Upper 60s is what we have forecasted today. But I will have more on your weather coming up in just a little bit. Here's a look at your day planner real quick. I did want to get through some viewer photos that we did have sent in yesterday. We had that full moon last night, and a couple people were able to catch a few peaks in the clouds and catch that full moon yesterday. This was Cindy Potter sending out of Hollandale. Good shot there. And then Stephanie Williams out of Greenville was able to catch that full moon here in Greenville. And tonight's conditions should be perfect to see. It's one day after the full moon, but it'll still be big and bright for you, and we'll have clear skies overnight, so it should be good for viewing that moon. Viewer photos, if y'all would like to send one in, share it with everybody, just go to our Facebook or Twitter pages. Just make sure to include your name and location.
All right, thanks, Riley. And coming up on Delta Daybreak, I have a special guest joining me live right here in the WXVT studio. We'll be right back.